Everyone. So today we're going to talk about one of the controversy theories out there that involves Jesus and early Christianity and the Last Supper. So there's this man named John Allegro. He's a British archaeologist and a scholar who was one of the original translators of the Dead Sea Scrolls back in the 50s. A very respectable person. He published a theory, a pretty radical one, that involved mushrooms. It was called the sacred mushroom and the cross. And he was claiming something pretty shocking around the sacraments. He argued that early Christianity wasn't surrounded around literal historical Jesus, but rather that Jesus was a coded symbol for a psychedelic mushroom, specifically the Amanita muscaria, the red and white fly mushroom you're probably seen in fairy tales or video games, this guy. So according to Allegro, the stories of Jesus, his resurrection, his death, even the Eucharist, communion were symbolic rituals rooted in ancient fertility cults that used these psychoactive mushrooms in their sacred ceremonies. He believed that the blood and body of Christ, the wine and the bread at the Last Supper, weren't metaphorical, but actual references to psychedelic substances used in these spiritual experiences to connect the worshipers with the divine. So, how did he arrive to this conclusion? This professional archaeologist who literally translated the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is huge. Like, he was credible. Well, he claimed that many of the early Christian texts were written in coded language, designed to preserve these secrets during the times of the Roman persecution. So he thought that once you decoded the wordplay, the psychedelic symbolism became obvious. So let's be clear, this theory was not well received back then. So it was universally rejected by the biblical scholars, his peers, his equals, his fellow archaeologists. They accused Allegro of just stretching his linguistic interpretations way beyond the bounds of serious scholarship. He was kind of mocked, made fun of, but here's the twist. While academics themselves and the public were kind of fascinated by all this, at the same time, he was doing his job. But they were pretty fascinated. His book became like a cult classic, especially during the psychedelic revolution in the 70s. So to this day, Allegro's ideas still float around in spiritual and psychedelic circles. He even influenced later thinkers like Terence McKenna, I believe, who believed psychedelics played a central role in human evolution and religious experiences. That's where it all derived from. Of course, they also grabbed it from civilizations prior, where they involved plants and herbs in ceremonies. But this, of course, being one in recent centuries that they adapted Christianity. It was pivotal, to say the least. The wine at the Last Supper being spiked with psychedelics, was Jesus like a metaphor for mushrooms? Like, seriously, these are massive claims here. So, whatever the truth is, the story reminds us that religious history is full of mystery and sometimes radical interpretations that push the boundaries. So, it was pretty fascinating. Let me know what you think in the comments. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and we can do some deep diving in history, mysticism, and the sacred unknown. Like, subscribe, follow, share your comments and feedback. Bless you. I intertwine my personal life with spirituality, herbs, and the like. I keep it real. It's what I do. It's why you love me. Thank you for coming back, and I will see you in another video for more. Yeah!